It's been a minute since I made a video, so thought I would come on here real quick to talk about basically what's been going on in my life. So I will just try to get to the point and talk about what did happen, but I know that in 2019, well, basically between 2018 and 2019, I had to go through a lot of change, and I'll never stop claiming to be Hebrew Israelite because I know the curses, I know what they say, and I know what it says in the Bible. I know all that stuff. So I'll never stop claiming that. But what I will stop doing, I had to stop with the teachings that are going on in the community because the teachings are being taught so that we stay in the slave mentality instead of liberating us from the slave mentality, which is what I believe the true essence of the Bible is. When I started reading, I said I always thought the Bible was a spiritual book, but when I was reading it from a very physical standpoint, from my body, basically, in regards to my body. I was reading these things thinking that it applied to the physical, but that's opposite of what I believed. I thought that the Bible was a spiritual book, so I should have been reading the Bible from a spiritual standpoint. And in doing that, I was able to see these rules are for the lost. These rules are for those that don't know. These laws are for the people that do lack the knowledge. And so if you have the laws, like the book even says, if you know the laws, statutes, and commandments, they don't apply to you. And you can be past that. So I will never stop claiming to be Hebrew Israelite because I know the generational curses. I know the things that applied to my ancestors and what holds true for the life that I've lived while being here on this earth. But I don't agree with the teachings. I do not agree with the teachings anymore. I tried my hardest for a really long time to follow the teachings. And in following those teachings, I realized I was getting nothing for it. I'm just gonna be honest. I was getting nothing for the hard work because it wasn't easy following those ancient rules, statutes, and commandments. It wasn't easy, but I did it and I was doing it and I wasn't paying off in any way from doing it. So I woke up in 2019. I woke up on my birthday and I just felt different. I just felt like I really literally woke up, like something changed. There was a big shift and I just started living life differently. The way I was always supposed to before I let these people get into my head and change who I am and change how I behave. No, I always knew who I was. I always knew how to behave. I always knew how to act. I just let this stuff basically get into my life and like be toxic to my life. And I paid. I suffered the price for it. I was in a relationship that I had no business being in, and I wouldn't have been in had I not been trying to stay strong and stick by my Hebrew man and, just doing all those things that I don't do. Me, outside of those laws, statutes, and commandments, I don't behave like that. So my video, it's kind of like a death and a rebirth. It's kind of like my death and rebirth because I thought when I made that video, like waking up to being the truth, learning that I'm Hebrew Israelite and everything like that back in 2015, I thought I was waking up to the truth, which I was. I'm still Hebrew. Like that doesn't change. But I realized that there's much more than being Hebrew. Hebrew was like, okay, if you're on this earth, that's important, but we are not our bodies. We are inside of our bodies. So the spiritual body is more important, and they just never spent any time talking about that in any of the Hebrew congregations. And I always thought that was strange, but in my reading and in my own learning and living life, I had my own experiences and I learned from experience, and that's why I always prefer that now. I don't have teachers of any sort. I draw information from every aspect of life. I draw information from everywhere, whether it's television, music, a billboard, a commercial, it doesn't matter. I get the information because I realize now that in my studying that I, being a Black woman, am a quantum computer. Now let me go ahead and just get deeper into that. Hebrew Israelite, they say that they always had bywords for us, that they call us Black people. But to me, being a Black person has a whole nother meaning now. It means something completely different. It means black like the night. It means black like the unknown. It means black like the darkness. It means black like space. All that power. That's who I am, a black woman. I'm a black woman. And I always felt different. I always felt different. And those rules, statutes, and commandments, they didn't fit me. They didn't fit me because I'm not from here. I'm really not my body. And I know that. I know that life is more than the existence in this physical body, because we're souls, we're energy. And it took me a lot of studying outside of the Bible. That's what I did. I closed the Bible in 2019 and I started going to other books. I started going to things that I wouldn't have been reading because I was so closed off from the Hebrew Israelite teachings. Like everything has to be like this, and if you do this, you're going to hell, lake of fire, and all that stuff is fantasy and used as mind control. When I realized, and I woke up that, wait a second, I woke up and realized that I am a goddess, an actual goddess. I'm not just like this, one of these people out here who think I'm better than everybody. Like, I don't even think that. I know that I'm not normal. I know that I'm not from here. I know that the way I process information and the way I handle things in life is very different than a lot of other people my age. And I think I woke up. I just woke up. My death and rebirth. I was reborn, not even into the church or anything. I was reborn into my true self because I was very far removed from who I am. From 2017 to 2019, I was removed from myself. And that's something I should have never done. I'm always gonna have me. And you're always gonna have you. People are like that. What we don't realize is that the only person that's in your life from sunrise to sunset is you. That's it. You're the only person in your life. It's not gonna be your mama. It's not gonna be your daddy, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your friend, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your co-worker. None of those people are gonna be by you every step of the way. Only you will be by you every step of the way. So when I realized that meditating and turning to the Most High is really just turning within, like the Most High power is you, that was when I woke up. I woke back up. It's just so crazy how reversed everything was. I never grew up religious, so I didn't know what was going down in the church. I didn't realize that Hebrew Israelites were teaching as if they were teaching from a church. I didn't realize until, time went by. But looking back, I'll never stop claiming to be Hebrew Israelite until I realize, unless I learn that that's a code word or that's, some type of propaganda or something like that, then maybe I'll have to, cut that out. But after all that I've read and the ancestors and the power that they had, I don't for 1 second doubt that I'm Hebrew Israelite. What I do doubt is these false teachings that everybody's coming out with to keep us enslaved. That's what I don't agree with anymore. And I woke up to that. And ever since I woke up to that, my life, it changed. The way I live life changed. Because the rules are in place so that you can't come to your full power. And I think I'll say that again. The rules of the Bible are in place so that you can't come to your full power. If you follow them, it's because you can't, it's so that you won't come to your full power. But if you read them from a spiritual standpoint and you decode it, and you look at the coding of the Bible is still such a strong and magnificent book, and I can't put it down. It's a spiritual book, and everything is coded. All the words I didn't understand until basically just studying, melanin. As a Black woman, studying what my skin does, what the DNA in my skin does, and all other melanated people. The shift, now that we're in 2020, this decade that we're in, the way the world is heading, more and more, I wouldn't be surprised if it was all Black. But we're heading in a direction where you need to have melanin in order to survive. That's why everybody's mixing and stuff like that. and they're pushing, race mixing, because white people can't survive. I mean, it's not even a race thing at this point. It's just a genetic, DNA thing at this point. Like, white people can't make it. So they have to mix if they want to continue their bloodline. But even all that is like worthless, because I'm realizing I'm still talking about stuff from this physical body standpoint. I'm still talking about these things that apply to the physical body, when the spiritual body is what basically the reason why I woke up. It's the reason why, because I started training my spiritual body, my body that exists outside of this physical body that's going to pass away, that has a set amount of time, and the clock is ticking on it. And I woke up. And when I woke up, I started just seeing this world for what it really is, which is the Matrix. This world is a game, and I'm sorry if that hurts somebody's feelings or F's up somebody's life, but the truth is that this world straight up is a game. And you can be a game master, or you can be a pawn and stay getting played and stay getting sacrificed and stay getting put on the front lines. I didn't realize that every move you make in life has to be strategic. Every move you make is to create your future. I didn't realize that so much. It's like I always knew, but I didn't exactly realize it. So when I woke up last year, 2019, that was closing out the decade, getting rid of all those lies, and really coming into my true me. And I don't care anymore about people's opinions. I mean, I never really did, but I wouldn't come up on YouTube before looking like this. I wouldn't do that. I was afraid of what people might think. I was afraid people might say, what is she doing? Or da-da-da-da-da. I don't care. I'm living to be me now, because only I can live my life. So it's just really, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the journey and for the things that I experienced being in the Hebrew walk, learning the things that the teachers are teaching. I'm really appreciative of what I learned, because I basically learned that I was not in the right place, that path, following those laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing all those things that those people are doing, that path is not for me. My path is being a goddess in my life. My path is being powerful. My life is changing nothing into something. Never how poor I was just a year ago, 2 years ago. Changing my life, using the skills that were instilled in me by the Most High from birth. They don't teach that in the Hebrew Israelite community. They don't teach you what your power is. And that's why I can't mess with it anymore. I couldn't mess with it anymore. So I guess my death and rebirth just really centered around the fact that I woke up from the deception of needing others to try and get your life in order. You don't need anyone. You came here alone. You're likely gonna go out alone, unless you go out in a massive, extinction level event, or some natural disaster or something like that. But yeah, we came here alone for a reason. With reason, our path is our own. The truth is what we decide is the truth. No one can tell me what the truth is about my life. That nobody knows my life but me. No one. No one. The people who think they know me know what I allow them to see. So when I realized that the people in the Hebrew Israelite community were scamming and scheming the viewers, out of their money to fund their vacations and stuff like that, out of the guise of following Yah or anything like that. No, I had to stop. And I just woke up and I realized that yes, I have always been a goddess. I have always had powers on this earth that come from space, that come from the darkness. Just being a Black woman that I wasn't using. I always had access to, and I wasn't using because no one said you can do that. And I want my channel, when I started my channel, it was so that people could follow my Hebrew Israelite walk with me, to see like where I'm at and see what I'm doing. But it's a spiritual path. My channel is really just my spiritual path and the things I'm learning along the way. It's a deception teaching slavery to us when we already went through slavery. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody in the Hebrew Israelite community should be explaining how we as Black people have the power to change this world that we live in. We as Black people have that power. We draw our power from the darkness. We are dark people. And yeah, they lost me. They should have told us, and they're not going to. I understand. Like, when you go from being a Christian pastor to being a Hebrew Israelite pastor, all you do is change a couple of like pronouns and verbs and you have a whole new religion. But the fact of the matter is that they don't teach us how powerful we are as Black people. They only teach us that we're still enslaved, and they only teach us how to stay enslaved. And that's why I had to leave them alone. I want everybody to wake up to the fact that they operate as gods in their own lives. You are responsible for your decisions. You are responsible for the choices that you take and you make today and what happens tomorrow based on what you did, you know? And so, yeah, I, being a Black woman, I realized that there's way more to this life than being Hebrew Israelite. I have to study science. I have to study math. I have to study all those subjects that were so hard for me in school. I have to go backwards. No one was going to teach me that. I have to learn on my own. I have to be my teacher. I have to. Everyone, in the Black community, they talk a lot about the plight of the Black man and the Black man this. No one talks about the plight of the Black woman. Nobody is more at the bottom of the totem pole than the Black woman. No one. No one is there for the Black woman. If a Black woman doesn't have herself, no one will. And I had to realize that from experience, because I thought I was with a strong Hebrew man who was going to protect me. I thought he was going to be there for me, and I'm like, no. A man, it's not always going to be there for me. I just want everybody, you feel the shift, right? Like, I started studying melanin, and when I realized that melanin has consciousness, I can process information, and it's not even all happening in my head. It happens by my skin. My skin can hear, feel, process information. The melanin in my skin. They don't teach that in the Hebrew Israelite community. Y'all really got to get it together. We're in 2020, and you have to wake up and realize who you are. And are you in control of your life? Excuse me. Are you in control of your life, or are you like a little victim slave? Because are you a winner or are you a loser? It really has just come down to that. And we're in 2020 now. I don't have time for the games that everybody has. These rules, statutes, and commandments. What in this game, in this matrix, you got to play your cards. You got to be strategic. You got to use what you got. And being a Black woman, I have powers. I have powers that I can use and I can draw to make my life on this physical earth better. They don't teach that in the Hebrew Israelite community. I don't know why. But my journey has led me here. My journey has led me to this point where I am embodying and fully accepting the fact that I'm a Black woman on this earth. A woman, not a slave, not a worker, not somebody's just who's available to cook your food and make sure that your clothes are clean and should be a wife. And no, I'm a Black woman and with powers to change this world and change my world. And I'm never letting it go for anything ever again. I'm never letting it go, because no one was going to tell me. No one was going to tell me how to be a Black woman. No one was going to tell me how special it is to be a Black woman. Even in my own Hebrew Israelite community, no one was going to do it. They were going to say, you used to be a slave, your ancestors were slaves, follow these statutes and commandments like a slave. And that's what I was given. And I woke up from the deception. I said, nope, that's the slavery isn't for me. Slavery is not for me. I'm a free spirit. That's me. I'm a free spirit. Always have been. I need freedom. I can't be in any situation that makes me feel stifled or stuck. I can't. I cannot flourish. I can't be good. So my path has led me here. And I'm ready to use my powers. I'm ready to share with you guys what we can all do to get either out of depression, out of poverty, out of these mindsets where we think we're supposed to be with people who aren't good for us, and they're horrible for us, putting yourself first in this life because you only have yourself in this life. I'm ready to share that now. I'm ready to share what I've learned and why I'm at this point in my journey. I'm ready to share that because it took time. It's been 4 years. No, going on 5. It's going to be going on 5. It's been 4.5 years. And I've learned. I never stop learning. And that's one thing about me. I'm glad that I started documenting my path because you guys will see my ideas change. You guys will see how I changed my mind. You guys will see how I thought one way and now I think another way because that's education. And I have to educate myself. I have to be my own teacher. I don't trust these teachers out here. I don't trust these teachers out here. Not one. I take the information. If the information makes sense to me, I keep it moving. If the information doesn't make sense to me, I keep it moving. But what I don't do is put my trust and my faith in these teachers. No one knows my life. No one knows what I'm capable of. I do. I know me, knowledge of self. That's what happened in 2019. I remembered who I am. Without all those people telling me who I am. And that's what everybody needs to do now. Everybody needs to wake up. Everybody needs to realize who they are, what their capabilities are on this earth, and really what it means to be a Black person. Really what it means to have melanin and why in this physical world Black people have to be at the bottom. And it's a power play. Imagine if you weren't Black and you don't have powers and you don't have that. How are you going to have a leg up in the world? With a lot of mind control, with a lot of propaganda, media, with all those tricks, you can set the standard. You can say what's beautiful. You can say what's ugly. You can say what's clean, what's dirty, what's healthy, what's unhealthy, when you control all that. So yeah, my death and rebirth, I rose. I rose back up. I remembered who I am as a goddess. I'm never going to forget again. I'm never going to forget. I won't let anyone get into my head. And I'll stay studying up and my journey continues. This will not be my last video. It won't, because my journey continues. I learn every single day. So no, it's not over yet. This is not my last video, and you guys will be hearing from me more as my journey continues and when I learn more and more that I want and I need to share with you. Because even though my life is my own and only I'm living my life, it pains me to see my people. It pains me to see my people still being slaves. It does. It really does. And there's nothing I can do about it except talk about it. Because I can't make someone stop doing what they perceive to be good for them. People are proud to have their 9-to-5s. I can't do it. That's taking up way too much of my time. That time could be better dedicated to who? Myself. Not making someone else richer who's already more rich than me. So my journey continues. And I'm at this point now in 2020 where I'm just like, wait a second, I am a goddess. That's why I can connect with the Most High like that. That's why I can manifest like that. That's why it takes no effort for me to get what I want. That's why I can achieve every goal that I have. That's why I can do whatever I want, because I am a goddess. I am. I was asleep. I was sleeping, not knowing I was powerful, not knowing what I was capable of. Not anymore. I'm not sleeping anymore. I know my powers. I know what I can do. I use my powers to help people in their lives, being a life coach, dating coach, self-love coach. I do that now because that's what I've been blessed with. Those were my gifts coming into this world. I didn't have athleticism or singing or, dancing, but that's my thing. That's what I can do. Tell other people how to reconnect with themselves. And that's my path, and that's where I'm going to be going. I just wanted to make that video to share that because, no one really knows like where I'm at now or what I'm up to, but I just needed to be very clear that I don't follow Hebrew Israelite teachings. I don't. When they decide that they want to start talking about the aspect of Black people that's most important, which is the DNA, then maybe I'll get, back into the conversation. But until then, no. Hebrew Israelite teachers, Hebrew Israelite camps, Hebrew Israelite, all that. I'll claim the nationality, the ethnicity. I'll claim the people as my own. I will. Because I know the history. But apart from that, I just won't be focused. I won't be focused on anyone but me. And I say that with no shame at all. I won't be focused on anybody but me. So that's saying all to say that thank you for watching. Thank you to my subscribers. There's like 600 of you guys. I never asked you guys to subscribe, but I am so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all really make me feel like y'all are interested in what I have to say. And like, yeah, I do have interesting things to say. And I want my videos to get deeper. I want to talk about the topics that I really want to talk about and that I couldn't talk about because I was Hebrew Israelite and all the camps and I knew the people would say this and that. All that's over now. My channel is mine. I get to talk about what I want to talk about whenever I want to talk about, following nobody's rules but my own. So my subscribers, thank you so much because you guys have been riding with me basically since the beginning. But if you're just new to this video and you're seeing this and you're like, dang, I don't know what she's talking about, just go ahead and like and subscribe. It's 2020. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm not holding back all those topics that I didn't talk about for years that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't because I was so scared about how the community might have responded. Nah, we got work to be done. There's actual work to be done instead of just sitting around talking about somebody not covering their head or something that's so unimportant when you look at the bigger scale. I won't get caught up again. So thank you for watching. Please comment. If you have suggestions or if you want a topic that you want me to cover, because at this point I've been studying so much, I'm knowledgeable on pretty much any topic there is. So if you want me to cover a specific topic or you have a specific question, you can comment. I respond to questions if they're like real questions and not trolls. But yes, subscribe and stay tuned because I have more coming. Thank you for watching.